Good morning. Good morning. We are going to join with our Instagram and we are going to see our guest shortly, Ellisha Newton. So, while we're waiting for Ellisha, we'll give you about 2 minutes, 3 minutes for us to get started. Just hold on. We got a few more minutes before we get started. So while we're waiting for our guests, I have a question to ask you. Do you think that micromanaging is leadership? Well, some people think micromanaging is leadership. And I want to ask you, why do you think micromanaging is leadership? Well, a lot of people say that they think micromanaging is leadership because they have a sense of control. And we know that that sense of control really feels good. Because as a new principal assigned to an underperforming school, or you're in a school that has recently got out of underperforming, and then all of a sudden you say, well, I got to just hold on. I just got to hold on to everything in order to make sure that I get this thing right this time. So, I'm trying to make sure that we have our guest on this morning, Ellisha Newton. She is a fantastic guest, and I just can't figure out just what it is that is causing us not to be able to stream this morning. Oh my goodness. It has been 3 minutes and okay, I think she's logging in now. I just want to make sure that we get her in because she is fantastic. And we want to hear everything she has to say about her leadership. She says she's coming on now. So let's just wait and let's continue to talk about this micromanaging. Well, what I want you to do, I want you to write down. Let's see. All right, this happens, y'all. You just never know when you're streaming. Okay, I want you to write this down. Control feels safe, but trust builds team. Now, a lot of us micromanage because we don't trust. We don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our teams. We know that the board of trustees and the superintendent and your supervisors, they all said that you were the best person for this position. And you have a group of people with you that seems like they just don't want to conform to the things that you want done. You have decided that you're going to get your vision together, and they don't like the vision because you say that You want 100% of your students to succeed, and that's just not happening. It's not happening the way you want it to happen. So therefore, you resort to micromanaging. And you don't believe it's micromanaging. You just believe that you have been given a job to do. You have come up with your vision, and you want all of your teachers and all of your administrators on your campus to abide by that vision. And when they don't abide by that vision, then you resort to micromanaging. All right, so the more you control, the less you own. The more you control, the less you own. So here you are I'm waiting for Ellisha to come in. You are the principal, and you want to have control. But the more you control, the less you own. If your teachers won't take initiative, you ask yourself, have you let them take initiative? Have you asked them, or are you constantly telling them? Are you the one who is doing all the talking and everybody else is doing the listening? Are you the one who will not approve anything until you put your signature on it? That's micromanaging. That's control. That's because you don't trust your team. The next thing is what is the culture? What is the culture that you're having? Do you believe that micromanaging will improve your culture? And you know, we've talked about culture, and some people really, really don't understand what the clear meaning of culture is. So culture is just simply the way we do things around here. And if you are a micromanager, then everybody knows nothing is done without your approval, without your signature, without you saying go and do it. That is your culture. Your culture is the systems that you have. This is the way we enter classrooms. This is the way students walk down the hall. This is the way teachers talk to students. That's your culture. Y'all, I'm just really disappointed this morning because I can't get Ellisha on, and I am just so disappointed. Oh my goodness, I'm just gonna go on with the program. I am just so disappointed. But anyway, my name is Dr. Barbara Poe, and I want to welcome you to Principals on the Come Up, where we transform schools into hallelujah success stories. I come on each week to talk to my principals, especially my new principals and assistant principals who have been assigned to underperforming schools. And I was given the opportunity to turn around several underperforming schools in my school district. I was also assigned by the Texas Education Agency to go into underperforming schools and turn those schools around. And we have lots of hallelujah success stories of schools that are not meeting standards. So one of the things that we found is that one of the biggest issues that stops schools from succeeding is the micromanaging. And the micromanaging is a part of your culture. And if you have a culture where teachers are allowed to pretty much, do just what they want to do, you don't bother them and they don't bother you, then that's a sign of your culture. If you have an atmosphere where your faculty meetings are not about you, you're not the only one that's standing up there talking, that is culture. So when we talk about micromanaging, we are talking about culture. We're talking about assessments, how we give our assessments. Do we look at summative assessments, or are we constantly looking at our formative assessments? Because our formative assessments really give us the direction that we need to go. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to get my guest on, and for some reason I don't know what's going on with my guest this morning, but we're just gonna keep going on. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna give you 5 nuggets. I'm gonna give you 5 nuggets, and these nuggets are going to help you with your micromanaging. The first thing that I want you to write down is, if you're doing all the thinking, your team is just waiting. If you're doing all the thinking, your team is just waiting. That means that everything is on you. This is how you get burned out. You know, they say that some burned out people were never on fire. Well, you're on fire, but you have all that fire on the inside of you, waiting for direction. So I want you to know that that first nugget is why micromanagement isn't leadership, because micromanaging kills trust. And they're waiting on you, and you're waiting on them. The second thing is that the more you control, the less you own. So I want you to write this down. Empowered teachers don't wait for permission, they take action. Now, will these empowered teachers make some mistakes? Absolutely, they will. These empowered teachers will make some mistakes. I mean, you as an empowered principal, you are going to make some mistakes, but if you don't make the kinds of mistakes, then you won't have the growth that you are looking for. So let me go on with the third nugget of micromanaging. How micromanaging ain't leadership. Micromanaging will burn you out, and it will burn your team out. Your team is waiting on you. You're all exhausted because you're thinking that they can read your mind, and they cannot read your mind. They are waiting for you to trust them, to give them permission to do the things that you know and that they know are going to help to transform the students in your building. So I want you to write this down. If you're overwhelmed, you're doing too much. Delegate to elevate. Now, when you delegate to elevate, that simply means that you have decided, between you and the teachers, you and your team, that we are going to get this job done. And if this job isn't done your way, then you start micromanaging. But if you let your teachers present something to you, they bring it to you, you give it an okay, you ask them why they're doing this or why they're not doing that, and then take it away, and then let them work it out. And that's how you stop your micromanaging. And the fifth nugget that I want to give you is that empowerment equals enrichment. Again, we're saying that micromanagement ain't leadership. So I want you to write this down. Coaching over controlling. Coaching over controlling. Influence over instruction. So when you're coaching, you're on the sidelines. You are not the sage on the stage. You're the guide on the side. And that's how we take micromanagement and act as if it's leadership. But micromanaging ain't leadership, y'all. So what I want to do this morning, I am just so disappointed. We couldn't get our guest on this morning, and I just don't understand what's going on with our guests. Suppose we're just going to have to reschedule our guest this morning, who is a fantastic educator and professional and author who has written this fantastic book that I want all of you to look at and be able to purchase and experience. And if you will look at the bottom of the show notes, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to end the show on today, and we may be back. So just that, so kind of expect us again.